This rule says that we have a power of a product. Well, remember what that is, what a product is. A product is what happens when the answer that you get when you multiply two things together. So in this case, we have a product, meaning we have two things being multiplied together. Individually, these things are called factors. So we have a product that's being raised to a power. The rule says that when we see this, we can take each one of those factors and raise it to that product, or to that power rather. Okay, let's see how that works, and maybe that'll help to explain it a little bit more. If we had 2x being raised to the second power, or squared, what that really means is that we would have to take 2x times 2x. We'd have to multiply it to itself 2 times. Well, we've already seen problems that look like this, and we know now that we can multiply these in any order we want to because multiplication is both commutative and associative. So I could rearrange the order of this multiplication. And now we could say, well, 2 times 2, that's 4, and x times x is x squared. So whenever we raise 2x to the second power, we end up with an answer of 4x squared. Well, let's use the rule now and see what happens. If we have 2x being squared, this is a product. It's a multiplication in there, being raised to the second power. So it's almost like each one of those items gets the power. It's kind of like distributing the power among the factors. So our 2 would be squared, and then also our x would be squared. And now we can simplify each one of those. 2 squared we know is 4, and x raised to the second power can be written as x squared. This is why that rule is the way it is. Now let's try working another problem here. In this example, we have negative 3 x to the 7th y z squared, and all of that is being cubed. Well, before we start working with this, I want you to pay special attention that only the x is being raised to the 7th power. That's it, not anything else. And only the z is being raised to the second power, not anything else. So we can take each one of these, because this is a product. Each one of these items is a factor, things that are being multiplied together. So we can take that and say now we can distribute our power to each one of those items. So that means we would have negative 3 raised to the third power times x to the 7th raised to the third power times y raised to the third power times z raised to the third power. And then, that would be z squared raised to the third power. And now we can simplify each one of these items individually. Negative 3 cubed means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which would be negative 27. And x to the 7th raised to the third power, well, here we have a power to a power. We're supposed to multiply those. So that would be x to the 21st. And then we have y raised to the third power, which would be y cubed. And then we have z squared raised to the third power. Here again we have a power to a power, so we would have to multiply, and that would be z to the 6th power. This is the simplification of that problem.